Waking Up Singapore. Gotta get up. The Big Show on Kiss 92. Gotta get up.
1799, that's the number you have to remember, okay? We have with us this morning Officer in Charge of the Anti-Scam Investigation Team, Anti-Scam Command, Commercial Affairs Department. We have Janelle Lye with us. Good morning, Janelle.
Good morning.
Good morning, Janelle. And Janelle, we were just talking offline earlier about whether you as the officer in charge of the anti-scam investigation team actually get scam calls yourselves.
Yes, I actually do. I mean, we are all to them. They don't know who they are calling, right? So they do call us and say that, hi, I'm from Harvey Norman. You have like an unauthorized credit card charge. Is this true? And then it gets. Okay, usually because we are difficult customers. Like we do know it's a scam already, right? So we don't really play along with them. So we get cut off like within like 30 seconds after the call.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've received video calls and you do see people wearing like fake uniforms.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So if you do receive that, pick it up and
Right.
you just take a look at it, and it's quite funny.
And they've recently found a scam center in, I think it was Cambodia or Thailand, where they saw all the backdrop and all the Singapore police uniforms there.
I've
as
seen that
well.
one,
Oh, I've received a video.
Have you?
Of,
WhatsApp?
yeah.
Okay.
I laughed, man.
I was going to say, you guys also have to be on point, right? You cannot be the one anti-scam officer that's going to scam, because that would be very maluating.
Yeah. No, we'll cut off those calls and not.
So I guess the question is to answer or ignore. When you know it's a scam call coming through, clearly, do you pick it up?
I would encourage you to not pick it up because I think that we have had people who have told us that, I know this is a scam call, but they just get sucked into like the script that the scammers give, and they eventually fall like prey to the scam itself,
Even though they know.
Yes, even though they know.
Wow.
I want to know if this is a myth, okay? Because I've been told many times, okay, if you don't recognize a number, don't pick it up.
Yes.
And I said, what? Even if I don't talk to the person or give any information, and I was told, just by picking it up, they can somehow hack into your phone and they can draw out all your information. Is that true? Has scams reached that point where you can't even pick up the phone because they can access your phone?
I would say it's a myth to a certain extent. Okay, so the reason why I would encourage people to not pick up the phone call is by picking up the phone call, you're like baiting them that you could potentially be a fish for them to try off their tactics on. So after that call, you're hanging up within the next 2 to 3 minutes, you might receive several more calls from different numbers, all trying on it. But to the extent of you phishing information, that only happens if you do download a malicious app onto your phone.
Right.
Yep. So we always say don't download like suspicious apps, not from the official Play stores.
And don't click on links and stuff like that.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But it's amazing you can spot like a scam straight away, like you were mentioning just now. You know immediately if it's a scam.
Yeah.
Right? That's quite a talent.
It is.
So if ever in doubt, call Janelle.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Janelle on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Chapel Roan. Good luck, babe, on Kiss 92.
So what exactly are the scams that are out there now? Because I've had phone calls from +65 numbers that have fully stated my entire name, including my Chinese name that not many people know of, saying that I have had a transaction under, say, XXX bank and I need to stop this payment and stuff like that. So, I mean, for me, I already know that's a scam because I don't bank with that bank.
Yes.
Other people who are not so tech savvy, people who, older people, young people, how do they prevent themselves from getting scammed from calls like that?
Okay, so I think that question there is a few aspects that we can look at. So the +65 numbers, we have reached a point where people are buying SIM cards. So we call them like SIM card mules. They buy SIM cards for like quick cash, and they actually relinquish it over to the scammers or syndicates that's operating in Singapore. So that's why you still receive calls like +65 calls. They are local numbers. They are legit numbers provided by our telcos, and it's being used to perpetrate these scams.
Right.
So that's one aspect of it. The other part of
name.
like your full name. Okay, so I did watch the video that GNT was on. I
Yes.
think about a month or two back. And we were talking about how like one possibility, a PayNow number, your PayNow name. So you can actually change your name on PayNow. Yeah.
Right, I
My
didn't know
PayNow
that.
number is not my name.
I didn't know
okay.
that. So
Not my
I can change it to like a Lisa or anything if I wanted.
You
Or
can do
something
that.
else.
I
Like
did
my
not
friend
know
is
that.
Super Daddy.
Oh right,
Yeah,
okay. No, that's a good idea because honestly, like soon as you pay that person, you're like their full IC name comes out, and that's probably the way they're getting the names.
It's
right?
usually reflected maybe on your bank statements. But if you do change it, like Glenn changes
Sugar
it
daddy,
to, some
To
sugar-
King Glenn.
to
Oh,
King
no, sorry,
Glenn,
sorry.
yeah.
King G.
King G, yeah. So when you pay it to him, it's King G.
Yeah.
But maybe in your bank statement, we might actually see your full name. But that's
Okay.
you because you are the one who's accessing it, right? So but other aspects we can't say for sure where the data leak happened,
Yep.
right? It might be that lucky draw coupon that you fill in your full name,
Yeah.
or maybe like sometimes when you buy insurance and stuff, you never know
The database.
where they come from.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So I covered this. I asked this question to one of your colleagues the last time we did this segment. I'm going to ask you as well. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, because there are just so many new numbers coming up all the time. It's so hard to keep track and shut down all these scam numbers.
Yes.
Are the days of picking up unrecognized numbers over? Like, are we seeing an end to this, or is just forever? It's just going to be, we'll never be able to stop this surge of new numbers coming up all the time that we just can't even risk picking up the phone.
Sorry, I just want to clarify. Like when you say like new numbers, so like unknown numbers calling you.
Unknown numbers. Yeah. Because, back in the day.
But with +65.
Yeah.
Local numbers,
Like
yeah.
people, you would have people maybe you haven't spoken to, different organizations
Yes.
and all that. And you'd pick up the phone and these would be legit calls,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But now we're almost scared to pick up any unrecognized number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say that if it's coming from a government I can say for like government agencies, right? You're not sure whether this phone call is actually coming from a government agency. You can request for them to send you a gov.sg SMS. So
Right.
so me personally, when I do interact with people and they're like, I don't know whether are you really a police officer? So I was like, okay, I'm going to send you a gov.sg SMS. So it's a platform that only government officials have access to. It's the same SMS thread that you receive your redeem.gov.sg, your vouchers. So it's the everything that comes from various agencies. It will be on this thread.
Okay,
SMS
okay.
thread. Yeah.
Can I ask you, Janelle, how we were talking about mules just now?
Yes.
Scam mules. How are they recruited?
Wow. So there are, from my experience, I think there's two main aspects to it. One is people actively look out for like opportunities for fast cash. So this can be on Telegram, usually Telegram, WhatsApp, or your social media platforms. You see advertisements for fast cash, $500. Yeah. So once you respond to the advertisement, it can be selling a bank account, selling SIM pass.
Right.
Would you like to register for SIM cards on behalf? So this is like a channel that they are recruited. But we have also seen like physical recruitment, like friends or like just people randomly approaching you, thinking that hey, maybe you're my target audience. I'm gonna approach you. You look like hey, you need cash. Okay, I'm gonna offer you like $10 to $15. Register a SIM card for me and then hand over the SIM card to me. Yeah, so you don't know what happens to the SIM card.
Because you've got to register when you get a
Yes,
SIM
and you
card.
need to
I
register.
see.
Yes, in person.
So basically, someone comes up to me or I go on Telegram and I find someone who wants to give me fast cash. I will go up to a telco and I will buy, say, 10 SIM cards under my name. I will relinquish my personal bank account, right, if I wanted to, for,
Yes.
say, $5,000 or whatever it is. So these SIM cards are all registered to me. So
Yes.
anything that's traced back, even
Yes.
though somebody else is using it, I get into trouble, correct?
That's right.
What kind of trouble do I get into?
Okay, so recently we did made amendments to the law. The one that has the most talked about one is discretionary caning. We are taking these actions against people who we know willingly relinquish details like SingPass, your bank account and SIM card to like scammers. So you willingly, you know that your details might be used to facilitate scams, or you didn't take the precautions to ensure that your personal items are not being used to facilitate scams.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wow, so you can get caned.
Caned for that.
Angel.
Wow.
Shall we
If-
bring
if you
me?
help.
Not me. I said as an example.
I see. Okay. Traffic update next.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Picture you getting caned. Actually.
Oh, stop it. On the SLE towards the CTE, an accident, unfortunately, after Upper Thompson Road, causing backup all the way to Mandai Avenue. Lots of heavy traffic all over the place. Also on the SLE towards the CTE, after Woodlands Avenue 12, look out for a broken down vehicle in lane 4. Wherever you are, stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show at The Big Show TV. And if you're wondering why I mentioned Angel getting caned and you're just listening to radio, well, you'll have to watch the full interview today on Facebook or YouTube, okay? Our guest for this morning is Janelle Lye, officer in charge at the Anti-Scam Investigation Team, Anti-Scam Command, and Commercial Affairs Department. Once again, Janelle, welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome. And today, of course, we're talking about different types of scams as well. Job scams, government official impersonation scams, aka GOIS, GOIS, which is
GOIS.
why, Janelle, I wanted to call you today the voice of GOIS.
That's nice.
On that note, though, government officials impersonation scams. Can you tell us more about this?
Okay, so government, as the name says, we have scammers impersonating us, the police or any government agencies in Singapore. The most common ones are the Monetary Authority of Singapore or MAS, SPF. We have our cyber security agencies. So essentially, the phone call that you received from this supposed government officials are not us. And the phone call usually don't start with them straight away saying that, hey, I'm from the police, you are being investigated and stuff like that. It can start before that, prior to that, like you receive a phone call from M1, Harvey Norman, or your insurance. I would say like service providers that you might have interacted with, and they say that there's like some unauthorized transactions that happen on your credit card. Can you confirm it? Would you like to cancel it? And when you say that, oh no, but I didn't do any of this, and they'll be like, oh okay, yeah, let me transfer your call, and you get transferred like multiple times, and then eventually they'll be like, oh, okay, let me like transfer you to MAS or SPF.
Oh.
And then that's where they're like, we did a search, and then we found your name as part of like a money laundering investigation, and you are being investigated.
So all within the same call, where they transfer you or they call back?
So some of it is they call back, some transfers. We have seen people given numbers and they call back to the numbers.
Wow.
Right.
Is this very different from what the real process is? Because I'm also asking because I want to know what are the telltale signs that this is not a legit call.
Okay, so this call, I kind of summarize it in like a 10-second thing, right? We have spoken to victims who tells us that the calls take up to like 3 to 6 hours on the call the whole time.
What?
Yeah, so they keep you on the call the whole time. That's why people get sucked into the entire scam. I think the telltale sign is we will never. Okay, so at the end of the scam, they'll ask you to hand over valuables, cash, gold, and stuff. Government officials will never ask you
for that.
to do that. So I think that's the most. To me, that's the greatest telltale sign.
But I don't want to wait 6 hours before they do that, right, on the phone.
Okay, but I would say that if they are calling from places that they supposedly claim they are from, like M1 or like Harvey Norman, call back. Hang up the call, call back to the actual agency or service provider to ask them, I received a call from this person claiming to be this.
From you,
can you verify it?
Yeah.
So I would say that's the most.
I notice, if the person is trying to scam you, right? Usually the caller is a guy.
Oh.
Usually, I think the majority of them. I have not gotten like a lady trying to scam
Same.
me before.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you if it was a lady, I'll give her a bit more time.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So, but usually I hear a guy's voice and I kind of like, especially if he sounds, irritating. I like, I have no time. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah. But thank goodness I haven't gotten calls from ladies. But it's true, if you think about it.
Never.
Always a guy,
only men,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it? You think they feel that what the ladies won't be as convincing, is it?
No, I think the ladies just don't want to do this job.
I think
this
the
whole
ladies are
scam thing.
smarter
Correct.
to take up a job like that.
Correct, you're right. Okay, let's continue to talk to Janelle on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. That is Facebook and YouTube. It's 8:22.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you.
So we've spoken about the SIM card mules, people that relinquish their bank accounts. What about SingPass? That part has always confused me. Every time I read about scams, they're like, "Oh, someone's taken over your SingPass." Because your SingPass, you go in, you need your thumbprint. You need some sort of verification before it actually allows you to access it. How do you relinquish your SingPass usage?
Okay, so from experience wise, right, when the relinquishing comes when people just blindly scanning QR codes that's being provided. So we assume that they have already touched base with somebody for maybe a supposed job opportunity.
Okay.
Yep. So they're like, scan this SingPass is part of your our checks on you. So you're like, okay. So you just like scan
The QR code.
You scan the QR code. You approve the transactions without looking at what are you approving.
Okay.
So I think that's one way that people do relinquish their SingPass or like accidentally sign up for something that they didn't know that they are signing up for. Yep.
So QR codes at restaurants, menus and stuff like that, we got to be careful?
Not so much.
Okay.
I would say that in this case it's more towards like there's like a setup in a sense where they have already interacted with somebody.
Okay.
So I would say like restaurant QR codes are usually like quite safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What would you say to people who are maybe they're a bit reserved, okay? They have reservations about calling an anti-scam authority, because there are many reasons why someone might suspect that they're being scammed, but they don't actually want to find out, to verify. One could be, I don't want to be malu, I don't want people to laugh at me. Another reason could be they're not sure, they don't want to disturb somebody, they don't want to be that person that just makes trouble, every little thing just call. Even though we've heard, many times, better safe than sorry.
Yep.
How would you advise the general public tuning in to, if you ever have questions, please sort out help?
Yeah, I think like our Scam is a great platform. So okay, if you don't want to call 1799, we do have a website of that actually provides a lot of information regarding scams. How do you spot that you are a possible victim of scam? Sometimes if you don't want to approach us, you can just casually talk to your family members or your friends about it. They might know some stuff that they can actually like advise you accordingly. But I think at the end of it, call us. Call us. Yeah. We would rather that you call us, get the assurance or the information that you need, than to like just like silently suffer. Not knowing.
The thing is, people that are being scammed insist that they're not being scammed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they want to think that they've made the correct decision. No one likes to admit that they've been scammed.
And I ask this question because there are many of us whose parents are particularly vulnerable to these kind of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, how do we convince? Sometimes they also scared to ask us, the kids, because they know, why are you so silly? Why would you go and do something like that? They also don't want to nag that, right?
Yes.
But we worry. We worry for our parents, especially like Angel said, those who are not particularly tech savvy.
They are more vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Most
Yeah.
vulnerable. Which is why we need stiffer penalties. Let's talk about stiffer penalties a little bit more when we go back on air. But right now it's jail and perhaps caning.
So jail and or fine and like possible caning for people who are like scam mules or like even like recruiters or like actually people who are perpetrating the scams itself.
Right.
What if you don't know that you're falling for something like that as a SIM card mule?
Okay, so I think in the sense the punishments are not meant to punish people who are true victims.
Okay.
But so while there are like enforcement actions taken as part of the investigation process, we would determine whether or not were you like
You'll know.
you'll know like whether are you a real victim or are you like
Pretending.
to be a victim.
Okay, let's go on air and talk a little bit more about
Okay.
the caning part.
Okay. You love that, don't you?
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the KJE towards the PIE, an accident has been spotted after Sungai Tengah with congestion all the way to Choa Chu Kang Drive. Avoid lane 1. Heavy traffic all over the place. Wherever you are, please don't be a tailgater. Don't be a road hogger. Let us know if you spot anything. 8855509020.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We've been having a great time speaking to Janelle Lye, who's the officer in charge, Anti-Scam Investigation Team, Anti-Scam Command, and Commercial Affairs Department. Now, I want to ask you, Janelle, we've been talking about, scam mules and scammers in general. Now, what are the consequences if they get caught? Are we talking about jail time, deportation, caning?
Death.
Death.
Not to death, not there yet. Okay, so I think at the base level we are looking at jail, fine. And recently we did change. We did amendments to the legislations. You can be subjected to discretionary caning.
What does that mean?
It's at their discretion whether they're going to cane you or not.
Okay.
It's not mandatory. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's two aspects. So if we do find that you are a recruiter, that means you are the mastermind. There you can be subjected to mandatory caning.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Do we know
if
how
you're-
many strokes?
Up to 12, if I didn't remember wrongly. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but if you are a scam mule, you are the person who relinquish your SIM pass, your bank accounts, or registered for SIM cards. Then that's where you might be subjected to discretionary caning of up to 6 strokes of the
Wow,
cane.
that's a lot as well. Yeah.
Okay. And I think, we've said this many times, we've heard this many times, the best way to tackle an issue like this is just not be scammed to begin with. You know what I mean? Follow the signs, ask the questions, because I have met a lot of very optimistic people, okay? Optimistic people that think, now mind if I get scammed, the police will find them, I'll get my money back. But there are many cases where victims cannot recuperate whatever they've lost. What is the most tragic case you've heard about?
Tragic case. Personally, I've dealt with somebody who lost more than $1 million through a government official impersonation scam, and because they are elderly, so this is life savings. And when we can't give them, we do investigate, we try to do as much recovery as possible, but I think it's just disappointing. It's upsetting for us because we know that after this they're like, oh, I have no money
left. What do I do?
what do I do next and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
It's not like they can work again for the
that's
money.
right.
We better be prepared, no? Because,
Of
I mean,
course.
in the future, can you imagine how much more sophisticated these scammers are going to get? Which is why people like yourself, Janelle, so important.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing what you do. And I just want to ask you, before we let you go, all the enforcements, that's out there right now that you mentioned earlier on, has it helped with lowering the numbers of cases in Singapore?
Yeah. So based on our mid-year crime stats, the end-year one's not really. We have seen a drop in the amount of money that's lost to scams, and the number of cases has dropped about 15 to 20%. But the thing is that just because there's a drop, it doesn't mean that it's not happening. It's still happening. It's still a crime of concern. So that's why we need people to just be a bit more vigilant when it comes to scams.
On that
Okay.
note, though, we're approaching CNY. Are we expecting to see more scams?
Okay, so then during festive seasons, I want to talk about that. We see a lot more e-commerce related scams. People who are finding cleaning services, cheap CNY goods, decorations and stuff. If you are finding these deals on social media platforms, always be a bit more mindful whether the source is legitimate. When you're making payment, how are you making payment? Are you having to click a link, download an app. Please don't do that.
Okay,
yeah.
so pay now and all that is okay, right?
Okay, so PayNow, the thing about PayNow is a little bit difficult to kind of like for me to be like 100% sure. But I always say if you do want to engage services or buy goods, do it from like sources that you know are
reputable.
Like, reputable. Just go to NTUC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair Price is open during Chinese New Year, by the way.
Well, okay. Thank you very much, Janelle, for joining us today. I think what we're doing on the show here with with you is a good reminder to people, who are tuning in to be alert all the time, because you never know, someone whom you think you trust could be a scammer.
Yeah, if there's anything that we've learned today, Telegram groups that are promising quick money, relinquishing your personal details for SIM cards and your bank account, downloading apps or scanning QR codes, those are the things you want to look out for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to be scammed.
No.
Thank you very much, Janelle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to The Big Show along with our guests from the Singapore Police.